an immunity is granted to a member when the member speaks in the House. And on a number of occasions I have said that this is not a place for free fall of information. We cannot damage reputations earned over decades or over half a century. I have said it on a number of occasions. Only this week, I had expressed my deep anguish, as Khadgeji has expressed, when one of the members of this House made an observation. But traction took place, though the member did not go by what was expunged. And I had indicated to this House that in this electronic age, explosive social media, anything said gets traction in microseconds. And therefore, expulsion by chair is hardly a remedy. We faced a situation like Khadgeji's reputation when Rana Sangha became an issue. But the honorable member took the stand that till his life, he will reiterate. Once, please, honorable members, it is too serious an issue for either side to be commented. I then said one thing: if something is expunged as a respect to this parliamentary institution, no member should make an issue of it. But the honorable member continued. He is a very senior member. We have had all kinds of things being traversed in this House, in the other House, with respect to very senior people. Khadgeji is one of the very senior most people. I don't want to say what has been said with respect to other very senior people holding constitutional positions, including the Prime Minister. I would therefore urge everyone, whether one is Prime Minister, Leader of the House, Leader of the Opposition, for me, every member has a precious reputation to preserve. And therefore, anything which has been expunged should never get traction. And I had therefore indicated and assigned a task to Parliamentary Committee of Ethics, headed by Ghanshyam Tiwari ji, to exactly find a way out, because we expect a member who may emotively be carried on account of being a new member or otherwise, and if he apologizes in the House, it only improves image of the member concerned. But it is very difficult to control media traction. And I am sure Ghanshyam Tiwari, the very experienced member heading the Ethics Committee, I have given him this task to find out a mechanism, and for that, honorable members need to be counseled. Political parties must have their workshops, they must educate their members, and let me tell you, one second, no, again you are doing something which no, honorable members, no, nothing, no, whom?
The House wants to listen to the minister.
Who, why?
Because he got up and he was offering an explanation.
No, minister was reacting only to order in the House.
No, sir. Sir, I'm sorry. Let us listen to him, sir.
Jairam,
let us listen to him.
Don't create disorder. Even when Khadgeji was in the first instance speaking, you got unnecessarily. Let me tell you, I have said on a number of occasions, if Khadgeji rises, he doesn't need any crutches to make a point. His rising is sufficient as leader of the House and others. But I am making one prayer. As chairman of the House, my suffering is no less on the premises of this parliament and in social media by responsible people. I don't want to say anything more. All I say is, let us counsel our members, be large-hearted, generate a good ecosystem, and let the Ethics Committee be extremely proactive. Ghanshyam ji, and we expect you, because honorable members, I said,
आपकी आज्ञा का पालन शुरू कर दिया है सर।
I'll tell you, honorable members, S.B. Chauhan, yes. One second. Nothing is going on record. Nothing going. I appeal to very senior members. No, please. I appeal to senior members that S.B. Chauhan, a veteran congressman. उत्तर किस बात का? नो संजय जी, किस बात का उत्तर? किस बात का? आई एम सॉरी, नो मैटर्स रेज विद प्रमोशन। सेक्रेटरी जनरल मैसेज फ्रॉम लोकसभा। 1 second, फर्स्ट सेक्रेटरी जनरल मैसेज फ्रॉम लोकसभा।
Sir, with your kind permission, I rise to report that the Lok Sabha at its sitting held on the 2nd April 2025 has agreed to the amendments made by the Rajyasabha in the Banking Laws Amendment Bill 2025, which was passed by Rajyasabha at its sitting held on 26th March 2025.
Honorable members, Shri Jairam Ramesh, 1 second, would you take your seat? Would you take your seat? No, take your seat. I'm coming to you. Honorable members, in your presence right now, Jairam Ramesh has leveled most atrocious allegation against the chair, that the chair is diverting the issue. Can there be more critical than this? Let us continue with the work, sir. Let us give quietus to it. Shri Satnam Singh Sandhu, demand for measures to uplift status of farmers of Punjab in border areas.
थैंक यू सो मच सर। माननीय चेयरमैन साहब, मैं पंजाब के बॉर्डर एरिया में रहने वाले बहादुर लोगों का महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दा सदन के में रखना चाहता हूं। पंजाब की 553 किलोमीटर लंबी अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सीमा राज्य के 5 जिलों गुरदासपुर, अमृतसर, तरनताਰਨ, फिरोजपुर और फाजिलका से होकर गुजरती है। इस सीमा पर बसे लोग भारत के साधारण नागरिक नहीं, बल्कि हमारी फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस हैं। 1965 और 1971 की भारत पाक युद्ध में इन लोगों ने हमारे जांबाज सैनिकों का बेमिसाल साथ दिया और भारत की विजय में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई। ये लोग हमेशा देश की पहली सुरक्षा दीवार बनकर खड़े हुए। माननीय चेयरमैन साहब, पिछली सरकारों की नीतिगत कमजोरियों के कारण हमारी सीमाएं भी कमजोर रहीं। सीमाओं की कमजोरी के कारण लंबे समय तक पंजाब के बॉर्डर में आतंकवाद, नशा तस्करी और घुसपैठ ने इस क्षेत्र में गहरा नुकसान पहुंचाया। इन सीमावर्ती गांवों और कस्बों के विकास के लिए कुछ नहीं किया गया, जिससे यहाँ के लोग आर्थिक और सामाजिक रूप से पछड़े रह गए। लेकिन चेयरमैन साहब, प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने इन सीमावर्ती क्षेत्रों की नया दृष्टिकोण दिया है। पहले जिन गांवों को भारत का आखिरी गांव बोलकर नकारा जाता था, उन्हें प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने भारत का पहला गांव कहकर संबोधित किया। वाइब्रेंट विलेज प्रोग्राम के तहत बॉर्डर क्षेत्र में 3000 गांवों का विकास किया जा रहा है। इसके अलावा 2025 के बजट में बॉर्डर क्षेत्र के विकास के लिए 87% की बढ़ोतरी की गई है। मुझे आशा है कि इससे बॉर्डर पर बसे गांवों का तेजी से विकास होगा। गृह मंत्री श्री अमित शाह जी के नेतृत्व में बॉर्डर फेंसिंग, मॉडर्न सर्विलेंस सिस्टम और हाईटेक एंटी ड्रोन टेक्नोलॉजी की स्थापना से सुरक्षा भी मजबूत हुई है और सीमावर्ती किसानों को राहत भी मिली है। लेकिन पंजाब के सीमावर्ती गांव पिछले कुछ दशकों से विकास की दौर में पीछे रह गए हैं। माननीय चेयरमैन साहब, सीमावर्ती क्षेत्रों के लोग दोहरी लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं। एक और वो देश की फूड सिक्योरिटी सुनिश्चित कर रहे हैं और दूसरी ओर सीमाओं पर बसे होने के कारण सुरक्षा चुनौतियों से भी जूझ रहे हैं। चेयरमैन साहब, सीमावर्ती क्षेत्र के होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट के लिए एक डेडिकेटेड बॉर्डर एरिया डेवलपमेंट अथॉरिटी के माध्यम से विकास कार्य शुरू किए जाएं, ताकि हमारी ये पहली डिफेंस लाइन मजबूत हो सके। मैं ये भी निवेदन करना चाहूँगा कि इन 5 बॉर्डर के डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में एक नीति योग के टल इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर को खोला जाए, जिससे युवाओं को अपना बिजनेस सेटअप करने और जॉब क्रिएशन में सहायता मिल सके। चेयरमैन साहब, वाइब्रेंट विलेज प्रोग्राम के तहत पंजाब के अधिक से अधिक सीमावर्ती गांव को कवर किया जाए और कृषि व्यापारिक अवसरों तथा रूरल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को मजबूत किया जाए ताकि किसानों की आर्थिक स्थिति सशक्त हो पाए। केंद्र सरकार की एसपीवी योजना के तहत इन सभी बॉर्डर जिलों में मेगा फूड पार्क प्रोजेक्ट के लिए निवेदन करना चाहूंगा, जिससे किसानों को उनकी फसलों का उचित मूल्य मिल सके और बॉर्डर इकोनॉमी तेजी से आगे बढ़े। चेयरमैन साहब,
Honorable members, as chairman, I maintained utmost restraint, and I indicated that not only leader of the opposition, but very constitutionally highly positioned persons, including Prime Minister, have been subjected to insinuations with no remorse. Let us not go to a level कि खुद के घर में आग लगे तभी बोलें. Please mark my words. Your chairman was called a cheerleader by Jairam Ramesh. And imagine my pain when a senior Congress leader videographed a mimicry of the chairman on the sacred premises of this house. And imagine the pain of millions of people in the country when you have traveled outside only to taint, tarnish, demean, and spoil reputations. I was extremely considerate, and I was considerate also when it came to Rana Sanga's issue. I did not reveal the personal part of it. The house in Sainik School which I lived was named after Rana Sanga. A great son, and there was no such response. Do we react only जब खुद की दाढ़ी में आग लगती है? I showed highest respect to leader of the opposition. But if you mean to politicize, then let me tell you, expunction by chair should bring quietus to the issue. Number one. And number two, I have tasked Ethics Committee headed by Shri Ghanshyam Tiwari to get in touch with experts, try to devise a mechanism so that members can be counseled. Parties have to take responsibility. How to rectify the reputations, how to save reputations. And I have seen Mr. Derek O'Brien gesticulating to his members. Can we ever countenance this? And gentlemen, when I expunged observations of Derek O'Brien, he put them in social media on Twitter, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8. I can go to any extent to preserve order in the house. If you do not recognize the stature of a Prime Minister in his third term, you take things so contemptuously with the President of India, the first tribal woman, a lady of grace, a lady of devotion, sacrifices writ large in her personality. And these insinuations, these aspersions have not emanated from ordinary members. The source of these allegations is from political leadership. I was trying to be accommodative for the sheer respect I have for every member here. But then, if this is used as a political transaction, It is used to set a political narrative. I saw Khadgeji taking assistance of former Prime Minister H.D. Devgowda-ji. But whenever Devgowda-ji has spoken, I had to suffer interruptions only from one segment. Why? Honorable members, on this day, the day on which Rajyasabha came into being, let us think deeply. I don't want to create any situation other than convergence of views to run the house more effectively. Shri Govind Bhai, Lalji Bhai Dholakia demand to formulate National Solar Waste Management Policy. It's a very important subject.
माननीय सभापति महोदय, सदन में बोलने का आज अवसर दिया, धन्यवाद। त्वमादिदेव पुरुषः पुराणस्त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परं निधानं वेत्तासि वैद्यं च परं च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वमनन्तरूपौ। माननीय उपसभापति महोदय, हमारे देश में नवीकरणीय ऊर्जा, विशेष रूप से सौर ऊर्जा का तेजी से विस्तार हो रहा है। भारत में वार्षिक रूप से करीब 300 दिन तक सौर ऊर्जा की उपलब्धता रहती है, जिससे यह स्वच्छ, सस्ती और टिकाऊ ऊर्जा का प्रमुख स्रोत बन गया है। माननीय उपसभापति महोदय, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी जी की दीर्घ दृष्टि से प्रधानमंत्री सूर्य घर मुफ्त बिजली योजना जैसी पहलों के माध्यम से सौर ऊर्जा को बढ़ावा देने के लिए सराहनीय प्रयास किया जा रहा है। माननीय उपसभापति महोदय, भारत का लक्ष्य 2030 तक 225 गीगावाट सौर ऊर्जा का उत्पादन प्राप्त करना है। महत्वपूर्ण बात यही है कि सौर ऊर्जा से उत्पन्न होने वाले सोलार वेस्ट के प्रभावी निस्तारण और प्रबंधन करने की चुनौती हमारे सामने उभर रही है। काउंसिल और एनर्जी, एनवायरनमेंट एंड वाटर के एक अध्ययन के अनुसार वर्तमान में भारत में सोलार वेस्ट के लगभग 1 लाख टन है, जो 2030 तक बढ़कर 6 लाख टन तक पहुंच सकता है। माननीय सभापति महोदय, और सौर पैनलों की औसत आयु 20 से 30 वर्ष होती है, जिसके बाद उनके निस्तारण की आवश्यकता रहती है। इनमें कांच, एल्यूमिनियम, तांबा तथा विषैले तत्व जैसे सीसा और कैडमियम होते हैं, जो पर्यावरण के लिए गंभीर खतरा उत्पन्न कर सकता है। माननीय महोदय श्री, अंत में मैं आपके माध्यम से माननीय नवीन और नवीकरणीय ऊर्जा मंत्री जी से निवेदन करता हूं कि केंद्र सरकार, राज्य सरकारों और संबंधित एजेंसियों के साथ समन्वय के साथ नेशनल सोलार वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट पॉलिसी तैयार करने पर विचार करे, जिससे भारत की स्वच्छ ऊर्जा यात्रा और अधिक प्रभावी और स्थायी हो सके। धन्यवाद महोदय श्री।
धन्यवाद गोविंद भाई। माननीय श्रीमती फूलो देवी नेताम नॉट प्रेजेंट। श्री जोश के मनी नॉट प्रेजेंट। श्री सदानंद महालू सेठ तानवड़े, नीड फॉर कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ ए फ्लाईओवर एट द रेलवे क्रॉसिंग गेट इन दावरलिम विलेज इन द डिस्ट्रिक्ट of South Goa.
Thank you, Vice Chairman, sir. I rise to bring to the attention of this August House the daily hardship faced by the residents of Dawalim village in the Navelim constituency of South Goa district due to railway crossing gate at Dawalim. This crucial link connects Dawalim to Akebais village and key towns such as Kepe, Kukori and many neighboring villages, playing a vital role in regional connectivity. Chairman sir, the railway crossing is the first crossing after Margao railway station, a major junction in Goa, which experiences heavy train movement with over 20 to 30 trains passing daily. The gate remains closed for 20 to 25 minutes per cycle, causing several traffic congestion, particularly during peak hours. This disruption affects students and working professionals, forcing many to take longer routes, leading to unnecessary inconvenience, traffic jams, and fuel wastages, and increased travel. The Railway Department had continuously brought in reforms in rail transport, including Konkan Railway. In Goa, geographically, Margao in South Goa is the main junction for all these railways. All trains from Goa to Kerala via Mangalore and vice versa passes from Madgaon station. Davalim being the middle point for all the people from Navelim as well as Margao, public prefer to travel with their vehicle on the same route. The railway gate at Davalim in Navelim is creating a great nuisance and problem for travelers. There is a strong demand from public for flyover at this crossing. More than 30,000 people, including residents of Kurtorim, Navelim and Veldi constituency of South Goa district, as well as surrounding villages, including Margao city, will benefit from the much needed infrastructure. Adequate land is available adjacent to the city railway crossing, making the flyover construction technically and logistically feasible. Additionally, no major residential areas will be affected, making the project viable without displacement concern. Vice Chairman sir, this flyover will significantly reduce congestion and accommodate the increased traffic from the upcoming educational hub at Davalim, which will house over 30 schools from Margao city and surrounding constituencies. I urge the government to take necessary steps for its construction at the earliest to improve transportation for the people of Goa. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. श्री संजय यादव जी, श्री संजय यादव नहीं, श्री अब्दुल वहाब जी, need to sensitize the youth of country.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman ji. This in Kerala has seen a notable surge in drug-related cases, with a particularly alarming rise in the usage of synthetic drugs, especially the youth. A particularly concerning trend is increasing involvement of young people, including minors, in drug abuse and trafficking. Reports highlight that even children as young as 10-year-olds are experimenting with drugs. This has led to increased concern from officials and parents alike. The easy availability of synthetic drugs, the factors contributing this rise is the use of online platforms and courier services for drug trafficking, the spread of drug abuse beyond urban centers into rural areas, and the peer pressure also is there. The Kerala government has taken steps to address the issue, including increased law enforcement efforts and anti-narcotics campaigns. There is also a growing social response with increased awareness campaigns and community involvement. All the religious groups are involving now with anti-drug campaigns. There had been increased focus on rehabilitation and de-addiction programs. The concerns are the discrepancy between the amount of cases registered and number of convictions, the increasing use of minors in drug trafficking. It is learned that the source of the drugs moving to Kerala is from the drug agents majorly located in metropolitan cities like Delhi, NCR and Bangalore, etc. Yesterday night, the Indian Navy got a big haul of this drugs, 2.5 tons of hashish and all is yesterday only they took off the coast of Cochin. I urge the Union government to look at this matter with utmost concern and give direction to the Central Bureau of Narcotics to work in great coordination with Kerala State Police and other excise department to eliminate the major drug lords located in metropolitan cities. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Shri Mukul Balkis Vasnik. ji, Shri Mukul Balkrish Basniki not present. Shri Samik Bhattacharya demand to take steps to protect and restore the Adinath temple in Malda, West Bengal.
Thank you, sir. I rise to draw the attention of this august house to a matter of profound cultural and historical significance. The protection and restoration of the Adinath temple in Malda, West Bengal. The Adina mosque, located in Pandua, Malda district, were constructed in 1373 AD by Sultan Sikandar Shah of Bengal Sultanate. This mosque was built using materials of pre-existing Hindu and Buddhist structure, including curved basal masonry and other architectural elements. Notably, the carvings and motifs associated with Hindu deities such as Lord Vishnu and Lord Ganesha, as well as lotus flower designs sacred in Hinduism, are visible in the parts of this mosque. Local tradition and historical accounts suggest that the site was originally home to Adinath temple, dedicated to Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. The presence of Hindu iconography within the mosque architecture support this assertion. Furthermore, during restoration effort, damages Shivlingas were reportedly discovered on the premises, underscoring the site of Hindu heritage. The mosque has been abandoned since 19th century and now a listed monument under the Archaeological Survey of India ASI. However, it is deeply concerning that the members of a certain community have been throwing stones at Hindu artifacts and obstructing efforts to reclaim and to restore this scared site. Such acts of vandalism threaten the perseverance of India's culture and religious heritage. যে কোনো মূল্যে স্যার আদিনাথ মন্দিরকে রক্ষা করতে হবে। এর ভেতরের মধ্যে শিবলিঙ্গ, জনিপীঠ, হিন্দু ধর্মের বিভিন্ন প্রতীক এখানে অবশিষ্ট আছে। কিন্তু দুর্ভাগ্যের বিষয়, একটি সম্প্রদায়ের মানুষ নির্দিষ্ট কয়েকটি দিনে গিয়ে তার উপরে পাথর ছুঁড়ে মারছে। এভাবে যদি সামগ্রিক পরিস্থিতিকে ধ্বংস করে দেওয়া হয়, তাহলে ভারতবর্ষের তথা পশ্চিমবঙ্গের একটি প্রাচীন ঐতিহ্য, যা হাজার বছরের ইতিহাসকে বহন করে নিয়ে যাচ্ছে, বিদেশি আক্রমণকারীরা পশ্চিমবঙ্গের মধ্যে ঢুকে যে হাজার হাজার মন্দির ধ্বংস করেছে, তার মধ্যে আদিনাথ মন্দির অন্যতম, যেটাকে আজকে আদিনা মস্ক বলে সারা পৃথিবীর সামনে কেউ তুলে ধরতে চাইছেন। আমি আশা করব বর্তমানে ভারত সরকার, আর্কিওলজিক্যাল সার্ভে অফ ইন্ডিয়া, তারা এই বিষয়টি গুরুত্বের সঙ্গে বিবেচনা করবে।
Thank you. Dr. Fawzia Khan, concern over the problem of proxy teachers in government schools.
Thank you, sir. Sir, Guru Govind dau khade, kaku lage paye, balihari Guru aapne Govind diyo bataye. These words of Kabir underscore the deep respect for teachers in our culture, sir. Yet today this noble profession is marked by increasing commercialization and alienation. One of the manifestations of this practice is the practice of proxy teaching in India, especially in government schools, as highlighted by a 2018 World Bank report, sir. Officially appointed teachers illegally delegate their duties to unqualified substitutes while remaining absent for long durations. In August 24, reports have surfaced that a government school teacher in Gujarat stayed away for years and settled in the US while still drawing the salary, sir. The malpractice exposes students to untrained individuals, impacting their development and quality of education. The ACER report 2024 has noted that a 12.5% teacher absenteeism rate at primary school level and 13% at upper primary and higher levels, sir. In August 24, the Gujarat Education Department decided to terminate the services of 150 teachers who were missing from duty for a year. Sir, fake ID cards, documents enable unqualified individuals to impersonate real teachers. Even biometric attendance systems are being cleverly circumvented. So education officers are party to this corruption. It is said that the education department is the most corrupt department of all departments. Poorly managed, underfunded teacher training institutes compound the issue. So degrees are issued without adequate training or classes. As per the UDI's 2023-24 report, 48% of pre-primary school teachers were professionally unqualified. Why do teachers not send their own children to government schools? This is a question. Urgent interventions are needed, sir. The order of the Rajasthan High Court 2023 has set a precedent by mandating strict measures and enforcing zero tolerance against proxies. Strict actions must be taken against absentee and proxies, including FIRs, disciplinary actions, and salary recovery. Sir, we must also strengthen the teacher training institutions to cultivate competent and ethical teachers. Taking money for teacher recruitment has also become a practice, especially in private aided schools. This should be made a criminal offense, sir. मासूम बच्चों के भविष्य खेलने वालों को, भविष्य से खेलने वालों को सर सलाखों के पीछे रहना चाहिए. धन्यवाद.
Thank you. Shri A. Rahim, please. Shri A. Rahim demand to address the plight of small-scale business persons in the country. Not present. Shri A. Rahim, not present. Shri, he is missing his time. You are missing your time, Mr. Rahim. The demand to address the plight of small-scale business persons in the country.
Sorry, sir. Just a minute, sir. Please restart, sir. Sir, let's start, sir.
Yes, yes.
Shall I tell a story of betrayal, sir? Sir, due to the pro-corporate and anti-people financial policies of this government, a vast section of the Indian economy is on the verge of collapse. Sir, I am talking about the betrayal faced by small and medium-scale businesses, including pant shop, grocery shops, small jewelries, wholesale grades dealers, furniture shops, fruits and vegetable merchants, etc. Sir, no one can ignore the immense contribution of these businesses in generating direct and indirect employment and strengthening the Indian economy. However, the neoliberal policies introduced in 1991 and aggressively pursued by the Narendra Modi government have pushed them into their crisis, sir. Sir, the great betrayal began in 2012 during the time of UPA's second government, introduced 51% of the foreign direct investment in multi-brand retail. This opened the floodgates for international corporate giants like Amazon and Walmart, and Indian corporates like Reliance, Flipkart and Big Bazaar, etc. Sir, which bulldozed retail sector, sir. Sir, yet since 2012, the union government has failed to conduct any study on the devastating impact of this decision on small and medium-scale businesses, sir. Sir, instead of providing relief, the government imposed further burdens to Tughlaq and reformation, GST and demonetization crippled this sector, sir, forcing countless business owners to shut up their shop. Sir, have you seen how many small and medium scale businesses have disappeared from our own towns, sir, and villages, sir? Since 2012 we could see that. Sir, many footwears, small furniture, pant shop, grocery shops and wholesale shops have disappeared from our own villages and towns, sir. The hard numbers are staggering, sir. Sir, I urge the government to conduct a comprehensive study on the impact of these policies on this sector. Sir, online purchasing has now become a new normal, and nobody can stop this culture. So we have limitation, I know that, but a large percentage of small business operators from rented premises. Sir, the union government has made a mandatory for registered traders in GST. So I revoke GST on rent for small and medium enterprises. I demand the government and introduce a special relief package to safeguard and revive this vital sector. This is the time, this is the need of the hour, this is my demand. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Sri N.R. Elango demand to create regional branches for appellate tribunals of prevention of money laundering and other acts.
Thank you, Deputy Chairman. I thank you for the opportunity to raise an important issue. As of today, there is one tribunal which is handling appeals under 5 key enactments, namely SAFEMA, NDPS Act, PMLA, Prohibition of Binami Transaction, and FEMA. The cause of concern is that all these tribunals function are now entrusted to one tribunal which is taking care of all the appeals from whole of the country. This unification of several tribunals into one and locating it in Delhi is causing inconvenience to the litigant public, the accused persons, the professionals such as advocates, chartered accountants, company secretaries, etc. From all over the country they are made to come to Delhi, and most of the times have to return with the case being adjourned due to paucity of time. I request the Union Government to address this issue and to create at least 4 regional benches, including one at Chennai. Sir, already there is a strong, long pending and genuine demand to create regional benches of the Supreme Court.
Question or please. It's over, not going on record. Question number 346, Indu Bala Goswami ji.
See, question number 346.
माननीय मंत्री जी.
सभापति जी, बीएसएनएल ने देश भर में अपनी सेवाओं को बेहतर बनाने के लिए एक महत्वपूर्ण कदम उठाया है। बीएसएनएल द्वारा देश में 1 लाख 4G टावर लगाए जाएंगे, जिन्हें भविष्य में 5G नेटवर्क में अपग्रेड किया जा सकेगा। बीएसएनएल की ये पहल भारतीय टेलीकॉम क्षेत्र में न केवल देश के नेटवर्क को बेहतर बनाएगी, बल्कि भारतीय तकनीकी क्षेत्र को भी एक मजबूत आधार प्रदान करेगी। मेरा आपके माध्यम से माननीय मंत्री जी से प्रश्न है कि क्या आत्मनिर्भर भारत मिशन के मद्देनजर मोबाइल टावर 2G से टावर 4G अपग्रेडेशन कार्यक्रम के लिए केवल भारत में ही बने रेडियो नेटवर्क एवं टेलीकॉम नेटवर्क के प्रयोग करने का निर्णय लिया गया है? कृपया ब्यौरा दें।
अध्यक्ष जी, माननीय सांसद जी ने बहुत महत्वपूर्ण प्रश्न और वक्तव्य भी दिया है। मैं आपके द्वारा अध्यक्ष जी हाउस को और देश को सूचित करना चाहता हूं कि प्रधानमंत्री जी का विश्वास और संकल्प था कि भारत केवल एक सर्विसेज नेशन न बने, लेकिन एक प्रोडक्ट नेशन भी बने। टेलीकॉम का विस्तार पूरे विश्व में जिस पैमाने पर भारत में हुआ है, शायद किसी और देश में पिछले 10 वर्षों में नहीं हुआ है। हमारी 5G रोल आउट विश्व की सबसे तीव्र गति की रोल आउट रही है। हमने करीब 1 साल के अंदर 99% जिले कवर कर दिए और 82% आबादी कवर कर दी। लेकिन जहां तक बीएसएनएल का विषय है, प्रधानमंत्री जी ने एक कदम आगे लक्ष्य धारित किया कि आत्मनिर्भर भारत की नीति के आधार पर बीएसएनएल जब 4G का इक्विपमेंट और नेटवर्क लगाएगा तो वो केवल स्वदेशी इक्विपमेंट और नेटवर्क लगाई जाएगी। आज पूरे विश्व में अध्यक्ष जी केवल 4 देश हैं जिन्होंने 4G का टेलीकॉम नेटवर्क का मैन्युफैक्चरिंग किया है। वो है फिनलैंड, स्वीडन, चाइना और साउथ कोरिया, पूरे विश्व में। और आज हर्ष के साथ मैं सूचित करना चाहता हूं कि आज 5वां देश पूरे विश्व में भारत बन चुका है जिसने अपना स्वदेशी 4G नेटवर्क कॉर और रैन, केवल कॉर सी डॉट भारतीय सरकार की कंपनी के द्वारा, रैन रेडियो एक्सेस नेटवर्क तेजस टाटा की कंपनी के द्वारा, और सिस्टम इंटीग्रेटर सॉफ्टवेयर सिस्टम इंटीग्रेटर भी स्वदेशी टीसीएस कंपनी। फुल टोटल स्वदेशी आत्मनिर्भर नेटवर्क आज रोल आउट किया जा रहा है। 1 लाख साइट्स हमारे रोल आउट किए जा रहे हैं। बीएसएनएल का नेटवर्क पूर्ण स्वदेशी इक्विपमेंट के आधार पर होगा। और आपके द्वारा एक और बात मैं सूचित करना चाहता हूं अध्यक्ष जी कि 17 साल बाद, 18 साल बाद, पिछले बार 2007 में, आज 2025 में 18 साल बाद अध्यक्ष जी पहली बार इतिहास रचा गया है कि बीएसएनएल ने अक्टूबर से दिसंबर क्वार्टर में नेट प्रॉफिट देश को दिखाया है 262 करोड़ रुपए का 18 साल बाद प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में। जो पिछला क्वार्टर अक्टूबर दिसंबर का 2023-24 वित्तीय वर्ष का था, 1262 करोड़ का लॉस था। इस वर्ष अक्टूबर दिसंबर के क्वार्टर में 262 करोड़ का प्रॉफिट हुआ है और ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट के आधार पर जो केवल 500 करोड़ का प्रॉफिट था, इस बार अक्टूबर दिसंबर के क्वार्टर में 1500 करोड़ रुपए का ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट बीएसएनएल का हो गया है।
सेकंड सप्लीमेंट्री माननीय इंदु बाला गोस्वामी जी।
मैं माननीय मंत्री जी से जानना चाहती हूँ, क्या ट्राई द्वारा हिमाचल प्रदेश में कुछ जिलों की पहचान की गई है जहां संचार सुविधा नहीं होने से आमजन प्रभावित हैं? इन क्षेत्रों में दूर संचार सुविधा को मजबूत करने के लिए भविष्य में सौर पैनल लगाने की संभावना है क्या?
माननीय मंत्री जी।
सर, ये हिमाचल प्रदेश का प्रश्न है सर, और जैसे हम सबको विदित है, हिमाचल प्रदेश केवल सांस्कृतिक महत्व का नहीं, लेकिन भारत के इतिहास का महत्व का बहुत महत्वपूर्ण प्रदेश है। और हिमाचल प्रदेश में प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में जो 100% सैचुरेशन की हमारा लक्ष्य है, उसके अंतर्गत 4G सैचुरेशन के प्रोजेक्ट के आधार पर 660 टावर्स हमारे प्लान्ड हैं हिमाचल प्रदेश के अंतर्गत। जिलेवार में ब्यौरा भी दे सकता हूं, बिलासपुर, चंबा, हमीरपुर, कांगड़ा, किन्नौर, कुल्लू, लाहौल स्पीति, मंडी, शिमला, सिरमौर, सोलन, ऊना, इन 12 के 12 जिलों में 660 टावर्स हमारे लक्ष्य हमने निर्धारित किए हैं, जिससे मैं खुशी से सूचित करना चाहता हूं माननीय सांसद जी को कि 423 टावर्स हमारे ऑन एयर पर हो चुके हैं 100% सैचुरेशन के लक्ष्य की पूर्ति की। तो मतलब कि 65% लक्ष्य की पूर्ति हमारी हो चुकी है। इसके अतिरिक्त अध्यक्ष महोदय, हमारा हिमाचल प्रदेश एक बॉर्डर स्टेट है, तो हमने लक्ष्य निर्धारित किया है कि 38 टावर्स हमारे बॉर्डर्स विलेज में हम लोग लगाएंगे। और मुझे खुशी है आपको सूचित करते हुए कि 38 टावर्स के आधार पर 37 टावर्स आज के दिन पे लग चुके हैं, मतलब 99% लक्ष्य की पूर्ति हो गई है। और बॉर्डर आउटपोस्ट हमारे आर्मी के लिए बॉर्डर आउटपोस्ट और बॉर्डर इनपोस्ट का लक्ष्य भी निर्धारित किया है, जिसपे 3 टावर्स हमारे लगने वाले हैं।
थर्ड सप्लीमेंट्री श्री पी विल्सन।
Sir, Honorable Minister, Sir, you were saying that the 4G rollout has been done and 5G rollout is going on. Sir, the market share of BSNL has dropped to 7.33% as of June 2024 compared to 10.72 in December 2020. And BSNL revenue is impacted mainly due to the delay in 4G rollout. When other network operators are marching ahead with 5G, BSNL is still testing. And the CAG reports, sir, they say the BSNL failure to bill Reliance Jio since May 2014 as per the agreement on passive infrastructure sharing has incurred a loss of 1,757.56 crores. Sir, what steps have been taken against persons who have failed to bill, and steps taken to address the issue, and also steps taken to make BSNL competitive with others and to address the decline in market share? Thank you, Chairman, sir.
Honorable Minister.
Question that Wilson ji is asked will take about 20 minutes to answer, because in one question he has put...
He's a senior advocate.
Yes, he has very, very nicely, eloquently put in about 7 or 8 supplementaries. So I will endeavor to answer all his queries, sir. So first of all, I'd just like to correct him. We have not yet completed our goal of 1 lakh towers of 4G. So switching to 5G will happen after we have executed on our goal of 1 lakh towers of 4G. You're absolutely right that there was a delay, and that delay was premeditated. As I mentioned in my first answer earlier, we had 2 options before us, and I think you would support me in this. We either go and buy international equipment from other suppliers like all other telcos are doing, or India makes its name in the international market that we are also a manufacturer of telecom equipment. So the easy way out was to buy the equipment. The difficult way out was to actually manufacture our own equipment. And as the Prime Minister has always said, कि चुनौती में हम अवसर देखते हैं. And Prime Minister has been able to convert that chunauti into an afsar, and today India has become only the 5th country to produce our own telecom equipment. So therefore, with that, we are now rolling out 1 lakh towers of 4G. Of the 1 lakh towers, I would like to inform through you, sir, to Honorable MP Wilson and the rest of the country, that we have on air today close to 73,326 towers. So 73% of our task is done. And it is my endeavor that we will ensure that this is done at the soonest possible. Once 4G network is fully rolled out, today we have already close to about 1.85 crore subscribers on 4G for BSNL. And once it is fully rolled out 100,000 towers, then we will start the task of switching tower by tower 4G to 5G. That's not a very difficult task because you have to add maybe only one more BTS and some more software. So that's on your first point. On your second point, in terms of customer attrition, you're absolutely right, sir, that the data that you pointed out, but if I may add that your data is dated. You're right that the market share had fallen and it was 8.55 crores in June. But I'd also like to inform you through the chairman and the House, and you'll be glad to know that from June 24 till February 25, BSNL for the first time in its history has climbed from 8.55 crore customers to 9.1 crore customers. We have added 55 lakh customers in the last 6 to 7 months. In addition to that, the point that you made in terms of profitability I have already addressed. The last point that you made with regard to expanding our network, we are also looking at quality of service in terms of our provision. It is an ongoing endeavor. And finally, the point that you raised on the CAG report. Let me also point out that it's important to look at the MSAs, the Master Service Agreements, and there are different MSAs that have been signed by different with different telecom operators. We believe that we must sweat our asset as best as possible. Towers are an asset of BSNL and we must sweat them to get more revenue for BSNL. Our top line, let me also assure you, in the last October to December quarter has grown by 9%. We have squeezed on costs by close to about 18%, and that has led to an EBITDA multiplying 3 times for the October to December quarter, as I mentioned in my earlier answer in the supplementary. So BSNL is on its path of rationalization, profitability, customer service, all the statistics that you would look at as a customer or I would look at as a customer. The final point on CAG, we must look at the master service agreements. We have different master service agreements with different suppliers. There are technical issues involved. I don't want to bore you with the details, but if I put it very succinctly for you, there's an asset that is given to a telco. For that asset, we take a certain amount of revenue. If the telco adds a certain equipment onto that asset, then as per the size of the equipment, because a tower is real estate, so when you add some equipment onto that real estate, we should get some revenue. So based on the quality of equipment you're adding onto the tower, you will keep paying us an additional amount of revenue stream. However, if you add a new technology and you add a new BTS, only then does that 70% increase clause come into play. In this case, that was not the case. So there has been no loss to BSNL.
So BSNL is भाई साहब निश्चित लगेगा.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर.
Supplementary number 4, श्री प्रफुल्ल पटेल.
थैंक यू चेयरमैन साहब. इनके मंत्री जी को मैं बधाई दूंगा कि कह रहे हैं कि पहली बार, और सही जानकारी है कि पहली बार BSNL के सब्सक्राइबर की संख्या बढ़ रही है और आर्थिक परिस्थिति भी BSNL की सुधार की ओर है और पहली बार पिछले 6 महीने में उनको प्रॉफिट भी हुआ है, 3 महीने में. तो इसके लिए उनको विशेष करके बधाई. सर, बात उन्होंने जो कही कि टावर हम 4G के ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लगाना चाहते हैं, ये बहुत अच्छी बात है और ये भी उतना सही है और सभी मैं समझता हूँ कि सांसद भी इस बात से सहमत होंगे कि कोई भी अंतिम गांव में जाएंगे तो अगर कोई टावर मिलेगा चलता हुआ तो वो BSNL का ही हो सकता है। और ये बात भी सही है कि ये सेवा ज़्यादा हम हमारे देश के जोड़ने के लिए जो कर रहे हैं उसमें सरकार को या BSNL को घाटा भी होता होगा, लेकिन उसकी न चिंता करते हुए देश के सभी लोगों को आज टेलीकॉम से जोड़ने का काम किया है। मेरा एक ही प्रश्न है सर कि जब कहीं कहीं जगह पर मोनोपोली जैसी सिचुएशन है आज, जब BSNL की स्पेशली दूर दराज के और जंगली इलाकों में, नक्सल इलाकों में, तो वहाँ पर 4G का अपग्रेडेशन जल्दी कर आप दूसरे कंपटीशन को भी रोक सकते हैं, वहाँ सेवाएं बेहतर कर सकते हैं। मगर एक सुझाव ये है कि आधे से ज़्यादा टावर कहीं ना कहीं कभी ना कभी बंद रहते हैं, उसको कैसे ये उसको सुचारू रूप से अगर मेंटेन कर सकते हैं कि नहीं, उसके बारे में मंत्री जी जानकारी दें।
ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर
महोदय ने दो मुद्दे उठाए हैं सर। नंबर वन उन्होंने कहा है कि हमारे लेफ्ट विंग एक्सट्रीमिज्म अफेक्टेड एरियाज़ में भी टावर्स का अपग्रेडेशन होना चाहिए, और मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं सांसद महोदय को, क्योंकि इतनी महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दे को उन्होंने उठाया है। इन इलाकों में और दूर दराज इलाकों में टेलीकॉम प्रोविज़न बहुत एक ज़रूरी मुद्दा आज हो चुका है, क्योंकि सर आज टेलीकॉम केवल एक कैरेजवे नहीं है, टेलीकॉम एक कैपेबिलिटी है, एक मानवीय की आर्थिक, सामाजिक और वैश्विक वृद्धि का साधन बनने के लिए, क्योंकि इस डब्बे से हम लोग पूरे विश्व से कनेक्ट होते हैं। लेफ्ट विंग एक्सट्रीमिज्म अपग्रेडेशन योजना के तहत एक योजना हम लोग ने DBN डिजिटल भारत निधि के अंतर्गत बनाया है, जिसमें USOF का फंड जाते हैं। उसके अंतर्गत 2343 टावर्स हम लोग ने रेखांकित किए हैं LWE क्षेत्र में, जिस पर आज तीव्र गति से कार्य हो रहा है। कई इलाकों में अपग्रेडेशन हो चुका है और आज के दिवस पर करीब 510 टावर्स हमारे अपग्रेड हो चुके हैं इन 2343 में से, और शीघ्र हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं इसका रोल आउट हो। मंत्री जी का सांसद जी का दूसरा प्रश्न था कि जो हमारे 4G या 2G के भी टावर्स हों, कई जगह बैटरीज की वजह से सुचारू रूप से दूरसंचार की सेवा उत्पन्न नहीं हो पाती, और मुझे कोई कठिनाई नहीं है ये कहते हुए कि ये कई जगहों में ये सत्य है, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं। तो हम लोग वर्तमान में एक योजना बना रहे हैं कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर के लिए, जहां बैटरी का बैकअप, मीडिया का बैकअप, जहां भी अपग्रेडेशन की जरूरत है BSNL के पूरे नेटवर्क में करीब हमारे कुल मिलाकर 2 लाख टावर्स, आज 2.5 लाख टावर्स पूरे देश में लग चुके हैं। तो वर्तमान में हमारी कंपनी पूरी एनालिसिस कर रही है 2.5 लाख टावर्स की, कि कहाँ बैटरी अपग्रेडेशन की जरूरत है, मीडिया अपग्रेडेशन की जरूरत है, और वो कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर भी हम अगले चरण में ये 1 लाख टावर्स लगाने के बाद वो कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर भी हम लोग करेंगे। उसके साधन 2 हैं, या तो हम वित्त मंत्री जी के हाथ जोड़ेंगे और राशि देने के लिए, और या तो हम BSNL के प्रॉपर्टीज के मोनेटाइजेशन भी करेंगे, ताकि हम अपना इंटरनल अक्रूल से उसको हम लोग फंड कर पाए।
फिफ्थ सप्लीमेंट्री श्री संतोष कुमार P।
Thank you, sir. Sir, on March 11th and 12th, 2 Indian telecom companies signed an agreement with Elon Musk Starlink. And after that, they have issued a press statement also. And statement is almost similar. So was there any compulsion from the side of the government of India to enter into such an agreement? And moreover, we have invested heavily in optical fiber cables. So what would be the future of this investment? And sir, these Starlink devices were widely used for communication between local militant groups in Manipur. So taking into account all this, will the government allow this necessary regulatory sanction for these agreements? Thank you, sir.
Honorable Minister.
The Honorable MP has raised a pertinent question, but not factual. on one context. I would like to, through you, inform him that forget about any militant group, but no, please, I heard you, so please hear me, but no Indian citizen and no one on Indian soil will be able to use any satellite device without the license being given out and the spectrum being given out. Yes, there were media reports that they've had found some boxes and some units, but those were neither functional nor were they operable in any manner whatsoever. So that's the answer to supplementary number 1. With regard to supplementary number 2, sir, let me say this, that it is important that as Minister of Communications, I am technology agnostic. I have to be customer centric, and I have to provide my customer, which is 1.4 billion people in my country, with every possible way of communication. And then it is for the customer to decide which service he will take, whether he takes mobile, whether he takes fixed broadband, whether he takes satellite. That's for the customer to decide. That's not for me to decide. But I must keep the gateway open for all prevailing technology. With regard to the agreements between TSPs and a satellite provider, whether it is Starlink or anyone else, that's a market mechanism. That has nothing to do with government. And also let me say that I feel that this is a complementary technology, because what does satellite do? Satellite allows you to give service in two places. One, where there is no mobile connectivity, where there is no, as you mentioned, OFC fiber. Those areas which are hard to reach, our citizens in our country will be able to access the world through satellite communication. Second, when you have disasters, and God forbid we have disasters in our country, but when you have disasters like we just had in Myanmar, the only option is satellite connectivity when all your networks come down. And therefore, that's a very important resource. Having said that, the agreements between the TSPs and satellite providers is for fixed broadband, not for mobile at this point of time, because mobile technology in terms of voice is not available on L and S band on your mobile phone at this point of time. So therefore, I do believe that satellite is a complementary technology, and when a satellite company comes to India, ticks all the boxes on the pro forma that we have given, then at that point of time a license will be given, and when TRAI decides on what the price of administratively assigned spectrum will be, then every satellite operator will get spectrum at that assigned price by TRAI.
Question number 347, Shrimati Priyanka Chaturvedi.
Sir, question number 347.
Honorable Minister.
माननीय सभापति जी, उत्तर सदन के पटल पर रखा है।
Supplementary number 1, Shrimati Priyanka Chaturvedi.
Sir, my question to Honorable Minister with regards to Maharashtra specifically, is the Union Minister aware that in Maharashtra, the chairman of Maharashtra Pollution Control Board is a political nominee and not someone who has the technical qualifications for something as important as pollution control? Is the minister aware of this, and how many such appointments have been made across every state? And is the Central Pollution Control Board planning to come out with some guidelines to ensure that people who have technical knowledge, who have the technical qualifications, become the chairpersons of such committees? Thank you, sir.
Honorable Minister.
माननीय सभापति महोदय, राज्यों के जो पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड है उसके नियुक्तियों की एक प्रक्रिया है और एक मानदंड है जिसमें राज्य सरकारें नियुक्त करती हैं, तो उनके प्रश्न का जवाब महाराष्ट्र सरकार से आ सकता है।
Supplementary number 2, Priyanka Chaturvedi.
Pollution impacts everyone, and the state, the central government can very well issue guidelines where there are political appointments rather than appointments which have technical knowledge. So I'm surprised that this is the answer coming from him. Anyway, supplementary 2, sir. I've also mentioned that based on affidavits that they have received, over 50% vacancies exist. But somehow the answer does not show the urgency of filling these vacancies. And we've got excuses like bifurcation of state, model code of conduct, due to which vacancies are not being filled. So my question to Honorable Minister is, again, Maharashtra State Pollution Control Board has not even submitted a report about their vacancy status. Considering both Mumbai and National Capital Region have a lot of vacancies existent, it is causing problems with regards to controlling high level of pollution. especially air pollution. Is the government taking steps to ensure that CPCB guidelines for AQI are followed and state PCBs fill these vacancies on a timeline?
Honorable Minister.
राष्ट्रपति महोदय, पहले तो मैं यह विनम्रता से स्पष्ट करना चाहता हूं माननीय सदस्य को भी आपके माध्यम से कि पॉलिटिकल लोग भी हाईली कॉम्पिटेंट होते हैं, इसलिए वो ये ना माने पॉलिटिकल लोग।
I can see smile on the face of Professor Ram Gopal Yadav.
तो ये कह देना कि
संजय राउत also.
जयराम जी भी पॉलिटिकल हैं, उंगली हाथ धारे हैं, कॉम्पिटेंट हैं।
But he did not smile.
नहीं, लेकिन दूसरा जो माननीय सदस्य ने कहा है, निश्चित रूप से वो उनकी चिंता जायज है। इस समय देश में 11,562 जो टोटल पोस्ट हमारे स्टेट पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड की है, निश्चित रूप में उसमें से मैं उनकी चिंता से वाकिफ भी हूं और 5,671 पद ही इस समय भरे गए हैं। उसको लेकर के हमारे मंत्रालय के द्वारा 23 सितंबर 2024 को और 14 फरवरी 2025 को लगातार सभी स्टेट पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड को डायरेक्शन दिए जा रहे हैं। जहां तक उनकी भर्तियों की बात है, निश्चित रूप से सरकारी अनुमोदन के अभाव में कई जगह आदर्श आचार संहिता लगने के कारण अदालती प्रक्रियाओं में कई बार भर्ती में देरी होती है, कई बार प्रमोशन में होती है और कई बार जो एग्ज़ाम देते हैं तो वो इसको लास्ट ऑप्शन लेकर के चलते हैं। लेकिन इन सब विषयों के लिए हमने प्रशासनिक कदम उठाए हैं और सभी स्टेट पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड को गाइडलाइन भी जारी की गई है।
सप्लीमेंट्री 3 श्रीमती रंजीत रंजन।
सभापति जी, आपके माध्यम से मैं मंत्री साहब से पूछना चाहती हूं कि जो आंसर है और जो प्रश्न है, पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड के जब पद ही रिक्त है और जो आंसर है उसमें कभी राज्य का विभाजन, कुछ पदों को समाप्त करना, आचार संहिता जैसे, मुझे लगता है इनरिलेवेंट ये आंसर है। और तो ये क्या ये बेईमानी नहीं है कि अगर हमने पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड के पद ही नहीं भरे हैं तो हम अपने पूरे देश में प्रदूषण को कैसे कंट्रोल करेंगे? क्या आप ये बता सकते हैं कि दिल्ली इतना प्रदूषित है, वन ऑफ द मोस्ट पोल्यूटेड जो सिटी है, स्टेट है, वो बिहार है जिसमें पटना है, मुजफ्फरपुर है, बैंगलोर है, इधर कैलकाटा है। तो क्या हमें ये मानना चाहिए कि सरकार की इच्छा शक्ति जो है पॉल्यूशन को कंट्रोल करने की बिल्कुल भी नहीं है? क्योंकि ये उत्तर तो यही दर्शा रहा है। थैंक यू सो मच।
माननीय मंत्री जी।
माननीय सभापति महोदय, मैं निश्चित रूप से मानता हूं कि पॉल्यूशन एक ऐसा विषय है जिससे आम नागरिक प्रभावित होता है। जो प्रश्न है वो विभिन्न राज्यों में जो नियुक्तियां रह गई है उसके क्या कारण है, तो हमने तो बहुत ईमानदारी से आपको सारे कारण लिख करके दिए हैं। भारत में संघीय ढांचा है, हम राज्यों के कार्यों में हस्तक्षेप नहीं करते, हम उनको गाइडलाइन जारी करते हैं। और जो राज्य सरकार जहां आप
माननीय सदस्य जवाब देने दीजिए, और यही परंपरा और यही प्रक्रिया का अनुपालन अपने को करना चाहिए।
दिल्ली में निश्चित रूप से विगत 10 वर्षों में सरकार के द्वारा अनेक कदम उठाए गए हैं। दिल्ली में जो पेरिफेरल रास्ते बने हैं उसके कारण जो बड़ी संख्या में कमर्शियल व्हीकल का पॉल्यूशन होता था वो दिल्ली के बाहर से जाने लगे हैं। दिल्ली में हम मैक्सिमम इंडस्ट्री को पीएनजी के ऊपर लेकर के आए हैं। दिल्ली में जो BS4 फ्यूल था उसको हमने BS6 में कन्वर्ट किया है। दिल्ली में जो हमारे सॉलिड वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट की जो दिक्कतें थी, अभी जो नई सरकार आई है उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे तरीके से कदम उठाए हैं ताकि उन पर नियंत्रण पाया जा सके। और इसलिए आपको मैं निश्चित रूप से तथ्य बताना चाहता हूं कि आज के 10 साल पहले जो दिल्ली में पॉल्यूशन के जो दिन थे, खराब दिन थे, उनकी संख्या कम होने की बजाय अच्छे दिनों की संख्या बढ़ने लगी है।
सप्लीमेंट्री नंबर 4 श्री रविचंद्र वदी राजू।
Thank you very much, sir. The students in Hyderabad Central University are struggling protecting the valuable environment in the university. The large number of trees were cut down and birds and animals, peacocks, tortoise were killed by the state government. I would like to know whether the government has any plan to take
and action against
One
the
second,
destruction of the environment in the university, sir. बहुत अन्याय हो रहा है सर.
What is the
This university land, sir. Land को distraction कर रहे हैं.
सप्लीमेंट्री सवाल से संबंधित ही नहीं है.
बिल्कुल अलग सा सवाल है. ये इल्जाम लगा रहे हैं. ये गलत खबर दे रहे हैं. ये गलत खबर दे रहे हैं. ये गलत
Honorable members, let us reduce pollution here, noise pollution. You see, honorable members, one second. Honorable members, there are number of occasions when a supplementary is asked, which has some connection but which is not proximate. And I always persuaded the minister to respond. Number of times from this side also, a member would ask a supplementary that is directly not connected with the core issue.
This is a political supplementary. It's a political supplementary.
Honorable Minister Ravi Chandra Vadi Raju, please ask your supplementary. Yes, please.
I ask.
No.
इसको तेलंगाना में सर यूनिवर्सिटी लैंड है सर. इसमें 400 एकड़ में रात में जेसीबी को निकाल के लाइट लगा के बहुत सारा बड़ा ट्रीज को खराब काट के प्लान कर रहे सर. पिकॉक्स है, टॉर्टॉइस है, अनेक जाति बर्ड्स है सर. इसको निकाल दे रहे. रात में ट्रीज भी दूसरा ट्रक्स ला के निकाल के बाहर फेंक रहे सर. उधर ट्रीज भी नहीं दिख रहे. आपको मैं होना बोले तो मैं फोटोज निकाल देता, फोटोज भी देता हूं सर. ऑथेंटिक सर, मैं फोटोज भी देता हूं सर, वीडियोस भी देता हूं सर. हर चैनल में है सर. दैट लैंड बिलोंग्स टू यूनिवर्सिटी है सर. उसको पोकलेस लगा के खराब कर रहे सर, कट कर रहे सर. बहुत बड़ा ट्रीज है सर. हैदराबाद सिटी में यही है सर लंग स्पेस. 400 एकड़ अच्छा प्लेस है, पूरा जंगल है. वो कांक्रीट जंगल में एक ही प्लेस बचा है सर, उसमें खराब है सर. ऐसा ही बोलता है सर कभी भी बर्ड्स को, एनवायरनमेंट को खराब करने का कोई गवर्नमेंट का अधिकार नहीं है सर. आपकी माध्यम द्वारा माननीय मंत्री जी को मैं पूछ रहा हूं सर, इसको तेलंगाना के लैंड को और एनवायरनमेंट को बचाना चाह रहा हूं. आपको रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूं सर, बोल रहा हूं साहब. थैंक यू सर.
Honorable Minister.
माननीय सभापति जी.
Honorable Minister. The Honorable Member of Parliament Ravi Chandra Vadi Raju जी has flagged an issue.
जी.
Your response on that?
हाँ, माननीय सभापति महोदय, वास्तव में तो मैं आपका प्रोटेक्शन तब चाहता था जब रंजीता जी ने प्रश्न पूछा था और इससे जुड़ा हुआ प्रश्न नहीं था, और लेकिन उनका भी मैंने मर्यादा से जवाब दिया है, तो इनका भी जवाब देने.
माननीय मंत्री जी, मेरी कोशिश रहती है कि कोई भी सदस्य यदि ऐसा प्रश्न पूछता है जो मूल प्रश्न से संबंधित नहीं है पर मंत्री जी से संबंधित है जी, तो मैं हर बार मंत्री को प्रेरित करता हूं कि या तो तुरंत जवाब दें या फिर बाद में सदस्य को जवाब दें.
माननीय सभापति महोदय, एक दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना हैदराबाद में घटी. मुझे समझ में नहीं आया कि ऐसे क्या पेड़ों से दुश्मनी थी कि रात को बड़े भारी संख्या में लाइट लगाकर और बड़ी भारी संख्या में सारे बुलडोजर लगा करके और बड़ी संख्या में 400 पेड़ों को काटा गया. वहाँ जो सुबह के भी अगर आप फोटो देखेंगे तो मोर से लेकर सारे जानवर जो हैं वो वहाँ पर दिख रहे हैं. और इसलिए माननीय सदस्य ने जो विषय उठाया है, इस मामले की गंभीरता को देखते हुए कल पर्यावरण मंत्रालय ने वहाँ के चीफ सेक्रेटरी को नोटिस भेजा है, फैक्चुअल रिपोर्ट ली है, और निश्चित रूप से जिन्होंने इस प्रकार की कार्रवाई की उन पर हम कार्रवाई करें.
Supplementary 5, Dr. Fozia Khan.
Sir, the state pollution control boards have not only failed to meet their authorized staffing levels, but have also fallen short of the mandate by not recruiting a sufficient number of independent scientists for pollution control activities. Media reports indicate that the technical independence of these agencies is often compromised. as top positions are predominantly occupied by civil servants and officials with government backgrounds rather than experts. How does the government justify this mismanagement of executive positions? And has the government analyzed the impacts of this on the functioning of these boards at large, sir? So one more thing I would like to ask, that air sheds are not limited to a certain space. Air sheds are across countries, across boundaries. So what international collaborations do we have to handle the impact of air pollution through international collaborations?
Honorable Minister.
माननीय सभापति महोदय, दो प्रश्न पूछे हैं। पहला जो प्रश्न है, मैंने जब कहा है कि 11,567 वैकेंसी है, तो उस वैकेंसी में टेक्निकल वैकेंसी भी है, इंजीनियरिंग डिपार्टमेंट के भी हैं, साइंटिस्ट भी हैं, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के भी हैं। ये पद ऑलरेडी हमने स्वीकृत कर रखे हैं। इन पदों की भर्ती तेजी से हो, और हमने तो बल्कि यहाँ से ये भी गाइडलाइन करी है कि इस 30 अप्रैल तक सारी भर्तियां हो जानी चाहिए। मैंने बताया था फरवरी में भी हमने लेटर इशू किए हैं, सितंबर में भी हमने लेटर इशू किया था। जो दूसरा विषय एयर शेड का विषय है, एयर शेड को पहली बार अगर रिकॉग्नाइज किया गया तो वर्तमान सरकार माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में जो दिल्ली में हमने एयर पॉल्यूशन के लिए CAQM की रचना करी, और CAQM में पहली बार हमने एयर शेड को एक लीगल स्टेटस दिया, उसकी डेफिनेशन को एक्ट में डिफाइन किया है। इसके आधार पे जो हमारे सफल प्रयोग हुए हैं, फ्यूचर में एयर शेड को पहचान करके हम इस पे कार्रवाई करेंगे, ये मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ।
क्वेश्चन नंबर 348, श्री राघव चड्डा।
Sir, question number 348.
Honorable Minister.
Sir, has been placed on the table.
Supplementary number 1, Shri Raghav Chadda.
Sir, India has offered its unflinching loyalty and undying friendship to the US. We have done everything possible to promote and protect the interest of the US and US companies in India. In fact, last week, the Honorable Finance Minister moved an amendment in the Finance Act and removed Google tax, which was an equalization levy of 6% on US companies like Meta, like Amazon, Google, etc., which has caused us a loss of about 3,000 crores. All this was done in order to woo the US administration.
Supplementary.
But despite, sir, I'm just setting the context.
But you have allowed others.
Despite this morning, the Trump administration has levied a 26% Trump tariff on Indian goods, which is likely to wreck the Indian economy, hit us by 50 to 100 basis points in terms of GDP loss, and we will lose our competitive advantage in the global market, particularly ensuring that the doors of the US market are closed for India. एक पुराने जमाने का गाना याद आता है सर, अच्छा सिला दिया तूने मेरे प्यार का, यार ने ही लूट लिया घर यार का. It is in this context that I would like to ask the Honorable Minister through you, sir. It is in this context that I would like to ask the Honorable Minister through you that should we not withhold the requisite approvals for Elon Musk's Starlink, who is a very visible part of the US administration, and use that as a bargaining chip to renegotiate these Trump tariffs?
Honorable Minister.
Sir, Mr. Raghav Chadda is generally very eloquent, but he has become musical also nowadays. And the way he has framed his direct question with an indirect context. Let me say this, sir, that as a member of the government, and as I said this before in my earlier answer, my responsibility is only one, and that is to 1.4 billion consumers of telecommunications in India. It is my job to provide every opportunity and every available technology in the world to every single consumer in this country. Let me also apprise Honorable Member of Parliament that the only 2 licenses till now that have been given out for satellite technology in India at this point of time happen to be Indian companies, Reliance and Bharti Airtel. We have a very clear window that we have put together, which takes care of our consumers, takes care of India's security concerns, and if you are able to satisfy all those requirements which are the same for every provider of that satellite communication. The doors of India are open to you. The customer will decide which service provider the customer wants to go with. Let me also add here, sir, that India today not only holds the capability of being the largest telecom market in the world with 1.2 billion subscribers, but is also the cheapest telecom market in the world. 10 years ago, whereas voice was 51 paise a minute, today voice is 0.03 paise a minute. On the same front, where data was 286 rupees for 1 GB, today, sir, you will also be astonished. Data is 11 cents per GB, only 9 rupees per GB from 286 rupees. India today, and I would urge all members of parliament across the board, because this is a USP of our country, of Bharat. We are today the cheapest data provider in the world. The average cost of data, sir, in the world, from developed countries to developing countries, is $2.59 per GB. India is 11 cents per GB. We are not close to about only 5% of the data cost of the world. So all data business must come to India because we have that capability, sir.
Supplementary number 2, Raghav Chadha.
So 3 very worrying incidents have happened in the recent past. First is that Elon Musk on his platform X threatened the Ukrainian government, saying that my Starlink system is the backbone of the Ukrainian army and the entire front line would collapse if I turn it off. I'm setting the context.
Mr. Raghav Chadha, 1 second.
I have to highlight 3 issues.
One second.
You have to permit me to...
No.
So I want to place this on record. We are not here to answer with regard to any company's policies. We are here for the consumers of India. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi represents 1.4 billion people. India, which is a power, economic and a political power across the world today. We are not here to answer for any particular company.
Honorable member.
Please let me finish.
I think I will have to give a different nomenclature to my dear friend Jairam Ramesh, being savior of everyone, beyond his party also. Jairam ji, Raghav Chadha is effectively energized to handle his affairs and does not need such kind of support even on parliamentary platform. Raghav ji,
above all, I need your support and your patronage, sir. I need your protection.
This morning you raised a 267 in absentia.
Yes.
I did not reveal this subject to the House. Let me do it now.
Please do, sir.
You are very severely obsessed with this issue of what Trump is doing or someone else is doing. The minister has categorically stated, ask your second supplementary, which is little Indianized.
Sir, I am severely obsessed with anything that hurts the Indian interest and particularly the Indian economic interest, and that is what brings me to this House, and I will continue to passionately raise every issue that hurts my country.
Raise it.
Sir, my question, if you would have heard my question, you would have understood that it is only and only about India. The second worrying incident after Elon Musk's threat to the Ukrainian army, which I wanted to raise, was that about 4 months ago, there was a big drug burst in Andaman where about 6,000 kgs of synthetic drugs were recovered, and it was discovered that a Myanmar-based smuggler was using Starlink satellite internet for navigation. When the Indian government, sir, let me finish, when the Indian government sought the ownership of the devices and the usage of its device, Starlink refused the Indian government, saying we will not provide you with this data, citing some data privacy laws. My question through you to the Honorable Minister is that what is the government's plan to address such resistance from Starlink, and how are we going to address this issue of potential misuse of satellite internet spectrum that we are likely to give, particularly Starlink?
One second. Honorable members, Honorable members, I would appreciate members to be extremely vigilant with answers. When this point was asked in an earlier question in a pointed manner. The Honorable Minister declared in categorical terms, in this country, in no part of this country this happens. Categorically. No, he said, the minister did not confine to Manipur. The minister said, on every inch of this country, there can be no such incursion, and there has been no incursion. How many times you would want him to reiterate? Come on, Honorable Minister. Let us be vigilant for every reply. Every reply.
Sir, I wanted to remove some of the misconceptions that he has about Starlink.
Why only some?
I mean, all of them. Let me give some data, sir, for him. He is worried Starlink is a competitive threat that we are supporting. But whatever it is, sir, the broadband speed that our terrestrial network is 188 times more than what Starlink or any other satellite network can provide. That's number one data, sir. For example, since he mentioned Starlink, the total customers the Starlink had over the last 3 years in the entire world is 46 lakhs, which is meager number compared to the 990 crore people with a broadband connection that India has. And Starlink provides main competition to the fixed broadband, sir, that our customers are almost 4.5 crores, which is 10 times more than the entire worldwide population or the services that a Starlink provides. That's number one. So their reach is much lower than any of our networks. Number two,
I think,
Honorable Minister.
So let me be very clear, because I think it's important in the garb of trying to score a political point. Mr. Raghav Chadda is trying to stoke fear in the minds of all of us in this House, as well as in the country at large. So I would like to put him at rest, and through that also inform our citizens of what the safeguards that we are going to put in place. His pointed reference has to do with security, not necessarily with the market size, not necessarily with the number of customers that they can serve, any satellite company. Again, I want to mention here very categorically that I am not here representing or answering for any company. I am company agnostic. I am citizen-centric. And therefore, with regard to that, Government of India, the Home Minister sitting with me, we have put together a very strict security protocol to ensure the security concerns of our citizens with regard to any SATCOM provider. And let me mention the 6 steps that we have taken. The first, the service provider has to, mandatory, establish an earth station gateway in India for each satellite network. So the gateway has to be on our soil. Goes back to the point that the chairman of the House has said, on Indian soil, not external abroad. Second, the operation, maintenance and control and monitoring center of that gateway also has to be on Indian soil. It cannot be anywhere else but on Indian soil. Third, sir, all originating and terminating traffic for Indian customers, 1.4 billion of us, shall pass through that gateway which is located in India, on Indian soil. And that is mandatory. And such traffic will not be routed through any gateway outside Indian shores. That's point number 3. Point number 4. Adequate monitoring facility will also be made available by the service provider at the gateway to monitor all traffic for security concerns originating